Ladies and gentlemen, every great journey begins with a single step. Yet so often we hesitate. We wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. And in that waiting, life passes us by. But here's the truth. Courage isn't about giant leaps or flawless execution. Courage is about starting, even when the path is unclear, even when fear whispers in your ear that you're not ready. Imagine the tiniest seed planted in barren soil. It does not sprout into a towering tree overnight. It begins with a subtle crack in the earth, a small push upward. Slowly, patiently, consistently, it grows. Every drop of water, every ray of sunlight, every challenge it withstands strengthens its roots. And one day, it stands tall, unshakable, magnificent. That seed's journey mirrors ours. Extraordinary success is rarely the product of sudden brilliance. It is the sum of countless small, courageous steps taken consistently over time. Fear is the biggest thief of beginnings. Fear convinces you that your first step is too small to matter, too insignificant to make a difference. But remember, a single spark can ignite a wildfire. One small action can change the course of your life. What matters is not how perfectly you start, but that you start at all. Each tiny effort, each attempt, builds momentum, confidence, and resilience. Think of every successful person you admire. None of them began as experts or overnight sensations. They stumbled, they faltered, and they began again. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stuck is simply the courage to begin and the persistence to continue. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress, and every step, no matter how modest, carries you closer to your dreams. So do not wait for the perfect conditions. Do not wait until fear disappears or until you feel completely ready. Take that first step today. Write that paragraph, make that call, take that class, start that project. The first step may be trembling and uncertain, but it sets the foundation for everything that follows. Courage grows as you act, confidence grows as you move, and success grows as you persist. Extraordinary achievements are not reserved for the gifted or the lucky. They are reserved for those who are willing to start, who are willing to take imperfect action, and who refuse to let fear dictate their journey. Your first step may be small, but it carries infinite potential. Take it, begin, and watch how those small steps transform your life into something extraordinary. Every journey, no matter how magnificent, no matter how world-changing, begins with a single, seemingly ordinary step. It's easy to underestimate that first move because it feels small, almost invisible. Yet, history and life teach us otherwise. That first step is not just a motion of the body. It is the declaration of your courage, the moment when intention transforms into action. Picture a painter staring at a blank canvas. The brush hovers, hesitation filling the air. The first stroke may be uncertain, imperfect, even trembling. But the moment that brush touches the canvas, the entire journey begins. A masterpiece is not born from waiting. It is born from daring to begin. Similarly, your dreams, your ambitions, your untapped potential, they all lie dormant until you take that very first step. That step is like the first note of a symphony, the first brick in a skyscraper, the first spark of a wildfire. Tiny, seemingly insignificant, yet containing the power to ignite a cascade of events that can transform your life completely. Do not undervalue it. Do not wait for perfection. That single step is the moment you step out of doubt and into possibility, and it sets in motion a chain of actions that can lead to extraordinary success. So today, embrace that first step. Celebrate its courage. Trust that even the smallest motion forward carries within it the seed of greatness. The journey doesn't ask for giant leaps. It asks for a beginning. And once you begin, everything changes. Great achievements are rarely the result of a single monumental act. They are the sum of countless small, deliberate actions, each one building upon the last, quietly accumulating power until it bursts forth as something extraordinary. Imagine a single drop of water falling onto a stone. At first it seems insignificant, almost laughable. One drop cannot carve a canyon, one drop cannot move mountains. Yet, over time, relentless, patient, and consistent, that drop reshapes the hardest stone into a masterpiece of nature. Your daily efforts work the same way. Sending that email, making that call, learning that skill, taking that tiny step. Each action may seem small, even trivial, but every small effort plants a seed. Every seed grows roots, reaching deeper, connecting, strengthening, preparing for the moment it will bloom into something magnificent. It's the small things done consistently, day after day, that create results so powerful they astonish even you. Think of every great invention, every successful career, every life-changing story. None began with a grand, perfect leap. They began with small experiments, small risks, small steps. And yet these small actions compounded over time, building momentum, confidence, and mastery, until what seemed impossible became inevitable. So never underestimate the power of the seemingly insignificant. The magic of extraordinary success is not always in the grand gestures. It is in the consistent, committed, tiny actions that multiply, accelerate, and explode into results that change your life forever. Each small step is a whisper of greatness calling your name. Listen to it, follow it, act on it. Fear is a shadow that follows every dream, every ambition, every step toward greatness. It whispers doubts, it magnifies risks, it convinces you that standing still is safer than moving forward. But here's the secret the world's most successful people know. Fear is not the enemy, it is a signal. It is the compass pointing exactly where growth begins, exactly where courage must rise. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff looking out at the vast unknown. Your heart pounds, your mind screams that you shouldn't leap. That fear is your invitation. It is telling you that what lies ahead is worth it, that the moment you step forward, something extraordinary awaits. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of it. It is the first step into the storm, the hand extended when uncertainty looms, the voice that says, "I will try anyway." Every story of triumph is a story of fear faced and conquered. The entrepreneur who launched a business, the artist who shared their work with the world, the athlete who risked failure. All of them felt the tremor of fear, but they moved anyway. And in that movement, fear lost its power. Fear cannot stop a heart that is determined, a mind that is focused, a soul that refuses to settle for ordinary. So do not run from fear. Do not wait for it to disappear. Lean into it. Let it sharpen your focus, ignite your resolve, and push you into action. The moment you step forward while fear still exists, you unlock a strength within yourself you never knew was there. Fear is only as powerful as the attention you give it, so give it courage and watch it shrink before your audacity. Perfection is a mirage, a glittering illusion that keeps us frozen at the starting line. We wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect skills, and in that waiting, life passes us by. But progress, real, tangible progress, does not wait for perfection. It thrives in imperfection, in action, in movement, no matter how small or messy that first step might be. Imagine a sculptor staring at a block of marble. They do not carve the flawless masterpiece in a single strike. The first chisel mark may be rough, the edges uneven, the proportions awkward. But with each strike, with each adjustment, with each small correction, the sculpture emerges. The magic lies not in waiting for the perfect strike. It lies in the courage to keep shaping, keep chiseling, keep moving forward. Life works the same way. Waiting for everything to align perfectly before you act is the fastest path to nowhere. Progress, no matter how tiny, is the engine of growth. It transforms hesitation into momentum, doubt into clarity, and dreams into reality. Every small improvement, every step forward, every attempt, even those that feel imperfect, is a victory over stagnation. So embrace your imperfections. Celebrate the small wins. Take action even when the circumstances are not perfect. Each forward motion, no matter how flawed, brings you closer to your goals than standing still ever will. In the pursuit of success, progress always trumps perfection, and those who understand this secret achieve more, sooner, and with greater resilience than those who wait for perfection that may never arrive. Momentum is the invisible force that turns small beginnings into unstoppable progress. But here's the catch. Momentum doesn't arrive magically. It is created, built, and fueled by action. Every movement forward, no matter how tiny, adds energy to your journey. Like a snowball rolling down a hill, each action picks up speed, gathering strength, size, and unstoppable force as it goes. Think about a wheel stuck in the mud. You can sit and wait, wishing for it to roll freely, but nothing changes until you push. That first push may feel insignificant, even exhausting, but once the wheel moves, even a little, momentum takes over. Every successive turn becomes easier, faster, more fluid. The hardest part of any journey is starting. Once you act, the universe conspires to help you keep moving. The same is true for your life. Each small step, writing that paragraph, sending that email, making that call, is a spark of momentum. And momentum feeds on itself. Action generates confidence. Confidence generates clarity. Clarity generates more action. Suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes inevitable. You begin to move faster, think bigger, and dream bolder. The secret to extraordinary success is not waiting for inspiration. It is creating momentum through consistent, courageous action. Take the first step, then the next, and the next. Soon, your small efforts compound into unstoppable energy, carrying you forward with a force you never thought possible. Momentum is not a gift, it is a reward for daring to act. Success is not a lightning strike. It is not a sudden magical gift that falls into the lap of the lucky. True, lasting success is forged in the furnace of persistence, shaped by the relentless refusal to quit, even when the path is steep and the world seems determined to push you back. Every setback, every failure, every no is not a wall. It is a stepping stone, a challenge designed to strengthen your resolve and sharpen your determination. Picture a river carving its way through rock. At first, it may seem powerless against the hard stone, slow and almost invisible in its effect. But day after day, year after year, it persists. It flows, it adapts, and eventually it creates a canyon, a monument to persistence that no force can erase. The lesson is clear. Steady, unwavering effort, even in the face of resistance, eventually moves the immovable and achieves the impossible. Every person who has achieved greatness, whether an entrepreneur, an artist, a scientist, or an athlete, shares the same secret. They kept going when others would have stopped. They embraced failure as a teacher, not an enemy. They saw obstacles as invitations to grow, not reasons to quit. And through that persistence, they transformed ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. So when the journey feels long, when the results seem distant, remember this: persistence is your superpower. Keep moving, keep trying, keep believing. With each effort, you are chiseling away at doubt, shaping your skills, and building the foundation for success that cannot be shaken. Persistence does not promise that the journey will be easy, but it guarantees that your dreams are within reach if you refuse to give up. Extraordinary outcomes are not reserved for the chosen few or the naturally gifted. They are not hidden behind a secret door that only some can find. They are within reach of anyone willing to act, anyone willing to take that first step, and anyone willing to persist when the world whispers, "You can't." Your potential is a vast, untapped ocean, and every action you take is a ripple that expands outward, carrying you closer to the greatness that is already inside you. Imagine a lighthouse standing tall on a stormy shore. It doesn't wait for the seas to calm before shining its light. It beams courage into the darkness, guiding sailors through treacherous waters. Your actions are like that light. Even small, imperfect steps shine brightly enough to carve a path through uncertainty, fear, and doubt. The power to create extraordinary outcomes is already within your grasp. You only need the courage to reach for it, the discipline to pursue it, and the faith to believe it is possible. Every achievement that seems larger than life began as a simple, determined act by someone who refused to settle for ordinary. The difference between the life you have and the life you dream of is not luck or talent. It is choice. Choose to act. Choose to persist. Choose to believe that your small, consistent steps are building a future far beyond what you can see today. Extraordinary outcomes are not distant, unreachable stars. They are the natural result of a mind and heart aligned with purpose, fueled by courage, guided by action, and sustained by persistence. They are closer than you think. They are waiting for you to step forward and claim them. The first step is yours to take, the next step is yours to seize, and each step after that carries you inexorably toward the extraordinary life that is not just possible, it is inevitable if you begin, persist, and never stop. As we come to the close of this journey together, remember this: greatness is not born from grand gestures or perfect conditions. It is born from the courage to begin. It is born from small, deliberate actions, taken consistently, even when fear looms and uncertainty clouds the path. Every step you take, no matter how small, carries the potential to transform your life, to shape your destiny, and to unlock possibilities you never imagined. Fear may try to hold you back, perfection may tempt you to wait, and obstacles may whisper that the journey is too difficult. But these are not signals to stop. They are invitations to rise, to act, and to persist. Progress, not perfection, is your compass. Momentum, once ignited, becomes unstoppable. And persistence, when embraced, turns setbacks into stepping stones and dreams into reality. Extraordinary outcomes are not reserved for someone else. They are within your reach, waiting for you to claim them. The power to achieve, the power to grow, the power to create the life you envision is already inside you. It has been there all along. You only need the courage to step forward, to take that first action, to keep moving, even when the path seems daunting. So take that step today. Begin where you are. Trust in your efforts, however small they may seem. Let courage guide you, let persistence sustain you, and let each action carry you closer to the extraordinary life that awaits. Remember, every great journey started with a single step, and your journey toward success begins now. Your future is not written by chance, it is written by choice, by courage, and by the small, persistent steps you take each and every day. Step forward, begin, persist, and watch as your small actions lead you to extraordinary success.